Three, two, one. Testing, testing, testing. Good morning, y'all. This is Ned over my Philippine Dreams, N to the E to the D, over at MPD, coming at you from Dumaguete City, the city of gentle people, Negros Oriental, the Philippines. Welcome to this morning's live stream. Hopefully, it'll be short, concise, and to the point, so I'm not wasting too much of your precious time. Today, we're going to be talking about some more foreign nationals behaving badly. A disclaimer. All the people, all the names, all the photos that you're going to see in this live stream, they are innocent until proven guilty in a court of Filipino, I guess, law. This incident just occurred on June 1st, 2018, and the full story is not fully out yet. Heck, not even like the identities and names of some of the people or nationalities of some of them have been verified. So keep in mind what the Philippines is all about. For those of you who have lived here or have been here or visited long term, you know what I'm talking about. So take everything with 2 centavos. Let me make sure this live stream is actually functioning. All right, looks like it's functioning. Okay, welcome to everybody who's watching so far, all 5 of you. All right, what we know so far. Well, it certainly was a very busy week for the hardworking officers. Let me put on my reading glasses because I'm having a hard time reading here. Well, it certainly was a busy week for the hardworking officers of both the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency and the Philippine National Police. A number of drug busts occurred in the Visayas region. Dumaguete is actually in the Visayas region, and I think it's the second largest spoken language in the Philippines after Tagalog, or sometimes known as Filipino. With one Bohol, there was a big bust on Bohol netting over 150 grams of the notoriously My Life Really Sucks drug methamphetamine hydrochloride, known locally as shabu, worth a reported 1.7 million pesos. When translated from monopoly money, that's about 33,000 US dollars. Also snatched up during the wide-ranging drug distribution and interdiction operation were 5 foreigners, all of whom were nabbed in a hotel in Cebu. Cebu is the princess city, or the queen city, I'm sorry, of the Philippines. I think it's the second largest city, people-wise. Not sure. Again, don't quote me on anything. I live up to the low expectations that I set for myself on a daily basis. Arrested in the June 1st operation were American nationals Jeremy Stevenson and Brianna Ulrich, both aged 28. Also swept up were British nationals Jake Greevy, aged 32, Raymond Lewis Humphreys, and Barry McClenny, who were both reported to also be 28 years of age. So all these guys are young and smooth-skinned. Note that the Philippine Sun Star stated that Humphreys was British, but that his Facebook notes that he's from Trenton, New Jersey. Facebook has that as his hometown. So again, all the identities and all the nationalities of all these people have not been fully verified. Also, if you do a Google search on one of the guys, American Jeremy Michael Stevenson, the only thing that comes up is a guy that got arrested in Texas for the death of some young person. So who knows what's going on. Authorities, that's the Philippine National Police and the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, stated that the 5 foreigners were well-regarded members of the city's expatriate community, but it was unknown how they all knew each other. I'm sure there's an investigation going on. They're trying to determine that. The raid was a joint operation between the Ebalana and Mabolo police stations and was initiated after an arrested Filipino drug dealer, Melhin Abad, told police that he had purchased the shabu from Jake Greevy, the aforementioned 32-year-old Brit, who also from his Facebook seems to be a widower. After storming the hotel room, police claimed to have recovered 7.12 grams of methamphetamine worth approximately 84,000 pesos. That's 1,600 US dollars. And a small amount of marijuana, I think worth about 30 pesos. It was 0.3 grams or something worth 30 pesos. The 5 arrested foreigners are all now facing drug possession and distribution charges under the auspices of Republic Act 9165, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act of 2002. If convicted of distribution, they are facing life imprisonment. And even if convicted of lesser charges, they are still facing 7 years to life behind Filipino bars, which is locked up abroad, which is no fun. All right, those are the facts that we know so far, the alleged facts. Again, everybody is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Here in the Philippines, that could take years. Also, if they're being charged with distribution, there's probably going to be no bail. I believe it's a no bailable offense. Hopefully, they have attorneys and legal representation, and their embassies have been duly notified. The first thing for me, and this is just my 2 centavos, this is just my humble opinion, that sets up warning flags in this case is the fact that an arrested Filipino drug dealer provided the information that led to these arrests. He pointed them to the hotel room. There was 5 foreigners there, and the raid ensued. Given the current state of how they're dealing with drug dealers in the Philippines, the dealer could have been so frightened that he lied, claiming that some foreigners he knew were also, notorious drug dealers. Any permutation, any possibility related to this is also possible. Maybe he had sold them some marijuana and stashed most of his drugs while he went out selling. Maybe he knew them and knew their property. Maybe he stashed it in their carport. You never know. You don't know what's going on. When you're trusting a drug dealer to provide good information, it's kind of suspect. So that's the big warning flag. Also, as some people noted, that 7 grams, although it doesn't seem to be a lot of shabu, they can still be hit up for distribution charges. Considering that shabu, methamphetamine hydrochloride, is very potent in small quantities, and they typically sell it here in something called pingi. Is it pingi? I'm not sure. Pingi, pingi, which is 1/10 of a gram. So 7 grams isn't all that small. It's actually over 70 typical doses. And the second thing, and the final thing that I'm going to talk about that bugs me about this is why the hell would moderately well-off foreigners be willing to literally risk their lives selling methamphetamine, selling shabu in the Philippines? With the war on drugs going on, this just doesn't make much sense. Jake Greevy, who's the head of this alleged cartel, he's the guy that the Filipino drug dealer, fingered as the guy he got it from. If you do a search on Google, you'll see he's left a trail on Google inquiring into high-end condo rentals over the past few years, since like 2014. Images of a few of those rentals that he was looking at, or that he already had rented and said good things about, are actually in the background of this video. To me, and to a lot of other people, the risks of selling shabu far outweigh the middling returns on investment. I believe, as far as I know, and I don't know much about drug dealing in the Philippines for obvious reasons, but it's not like the United States where you can buy like an ounce of cocaine and, quadruple or triple or make 10 times profit and all that stuff. And again, you're running the risk here, the middling returns that you get. And when I say risk, again, I'm not just talking about the possibility of being arrested and going to prison. You're facing the possibility of going to life in prison if you're lucky, or having somebody come up behind you and shoot you in the head, put a sign around your neck saying pusher, and it is what it is. The ongoing war on drugs continues, and nobody has been said that they're exempt. They're not saying, oh, if you're a foreigner, it's okay, we won't kill you. We'll just arrest you and put you in life for prison. There's been no exemptions made to that. Now, as far as foreign nationals being arrested in the Philippines for drugs, I've actually put together some accumulated statistics. Keep in mind that these statistics have been provided by Philippine government agencies, so their accuracy is who knows. As of June 2017, so this is about a year ago, the Philippine Drug Enforcement stated that 891 foreigners have been arrested for drugs since 2001. That's a 16-year period. Of that number, the majority of them are still in jail and are facing life sentences. More than half of those arrested are from China, and the total breakdown of all of them from highest to lowest goes, and again, this is a 16-year period from 2001 to June 2017. China is number 1 with 454. Taiwan comes in second, a distant second, with only 90 people arrested in that 16-year period. USA is proud to step up and claim 53. African nations, Namibia, Nigeria, Sudan, 37. Korea, 28. Japan, 26. Malaysia, their neighbor Malaysia. Malaysia's not that far away, hop, skip, and jump. 16, India 15, Hong Kong 12, Pakistan 10, Germany 6, and I forgot Indonesia. Sorry, Indonesia, 16. Don't forget, when you violate this Republic Act, this dangerous drug Republic Act, you're putting yourself in serious harm's way. And we're not just talking shabu, we're talking marijuana, we're talking, even though you might be coming from United States and come from a state where it's legal and you can buy it in shops and you got your CBD oils and all that stuff, never forget that in many other countries it is still illegal, and some countries will cane you, some countries will imprison you for life, and some countries will even kill you for being a drug addict. That actually happens in China. I believe China is still executing people for drug distribution up there, trying to kill their way out of a drug problem. I'm not sure if it's working. Either that or they're just exporting it all to the Philippines. Because China, all these Chinese nationals are the people that are the cartels here in the Philippines. They're coordinating with, I don't know, somebody local probably, and getting the job done. So that's the 5 foreign nationals recently arrested June 1st, 2018 in the city of Shabu. Freudian slipped that. The city of Cebu. And it is what it is. Don't get involved with drugs. Don't get involved with shady characters. Keep an eye out on your property, on your premises. Make sure people aren't coming onto your property and using it as a stash site. Again, this guy who got arrested, this Filipino national, the drug dealer who provided this information to the police, he could have been using their property as a drug stash, and then knew that when he got pinched, he said, hey, listen, I got some really good information. I bought this from some foreigners. And the police ears probably went, boink, and that could have happened. So again, until all the facts are in, do not make judgment on this. If you know these individuals, I'd prefer that you not leave any comments, pro or negative. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to disable comments or moderate all comments as they are coming in. Good luck to all involved in this. It's not a pleasant experience. I've been to the jail here a few times, and it's not a happy place to be. It's much different than prisons in the United States, where I worked for many, 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 many years. So that's the raw of this. Let's go to the comments. I wonder if this was actually working. Michael C. Poker says, yeah, marijuana is now legal in some U.S. states. Yes, the more enlightened states, usually along the coastal elite, and all those people, they've a lot of it's legal now. And medical marijuana is bouncing around in a lot of states too. Robert Settles says, bought your book last week, only halfway through, but well worth the price, great value. Thank you very much for that. I got to update it. I was supposed to update it when I was in the United States, and I kept getting sidetracked. Davao Don says, hello from the People's Republic of New Jersey. Yes. Danny Gordon says, guilty until proven innocent. Yes, we're not in the United States of America anymore, and presumption of innocence doesn't always apply here. And again, keep in mind, if they're hitting these poor guys with freaking distribution charges, they could hit them with no bail, and that would be horrible. Trainwreck says, if you sell drugs in the Philippines, you might have a suicide issue. T. Chow says, young and stupid. Yeah. I'm going to go out there on a little limb right now. I actually know somebody who knows 2 of the people involved in this, and he says this isn't like them. This isn't in their character. So, Jason Jones says they're going to love jail there. Yeah, the jail here there's no aircon. We're just coming out at the tail end of summer. It's actually been raining the last couple of days, but it's still hot. It's still miserable. And if you don't have people coming in, visiting you, or people sending money or getting money to you, you're basically going to be living on dried fish and rice. Not that there's anything wrong with dried fish. Reading glasses and dark lenses. Gummies. Yeah, Mr. Octo 13 says, any foreigner breaking the law in the Philippines, your ass is grass. Yeah, and the weird thing is, there's all kinds of laws, there's all kinds of regulations on the books here. They have all kinds of laws. The stuff usually just typically isn't enforced. Helmet laws, I mean, little basic things. Emissions laws, helmet laws, got to wear shoes when you're riding laws, traffic laws, all this stuff. Not having, making sure that you have an exhaust system on your motorcycle. Just simple stuff like this they have. But unless you piss somebody off, an assault, assault laws, assault and battery, but unless you piss off somebody or somebody important and they lodge a case against you, um, stuff doesn't seem to stick. So people, I think sometimes foreigners come here and they see all the freedoms that they have, and they don't think there's a price for it, and they get a little carried away. They're like, I don't give a crap. I don't give a care. They don't care. I don't care. I never see them out setting up checkpoints. That's one thing people note about Dumaguete, especially recently. They did, last 6 months, I think I've seen one checkpoint. I don't know what the police are doing, but they're probably dealing with the war on drugs because they got, Dumaguete, like everybody place else, has problems. Rain Man says, did they get set up and framed for something they did not do? That is entirely possible. MB Travel 72 says at least opioids are hard to come by in the Philippines. That is actually not true. Cebu in particular is having a big problem right now with opioids. It's some sort of chemical. It's not fentanyl, but it's some sort of other chemical derivative of opioid. And it's injectable, it's IV, and that's where a lot of the HIV cases now are coming from in the bigger cities. It's not just from prostitution, it's from IV drug use. You were a CO. No, I wasn't a CO. I was not a correction officer. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I worked for a living. Was I a correction officer while working in... No. Banged up abroad. The Icon 2020 says, wait, are you telling me I can't trust drug dealers? Yes. You can't trust drug dealers. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cast judgment, and if you're a drug dealer, I apologize if you're offended, because I know there are some upstanding members of our drug dealer community out there doing the best they can, trying to raise their family and making the sacrifices on a daily basis that they have to do to be productive members of this great country. But yes, you can't trust drug dealers. All right, so that's basically it. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Dave Jones says lots of checkpoints in Mindanao. Hold on. Honey, are there a lot of checkpoints in Mindanao? Are there a lot of checkpoints in Mindanao?
Yeah.
How many?
I think they have 5 a day.
They have 5 a day. 5 checkpoints a day in Mindanao. Brian Beckley says, where's Brian? Is this a new arrest or the same one as before? This is June 1st, Brian. June 1st, not that long ago, so 5 days ago. All right, so that's basically it. Ned, the correctional officer, Brian Beckley. Yeah, rocking a sock, baby. Rocking a sock. So that's basically it. Thanks again to everybody who tuned in. Don't do drugs. Don't mess around with drugs. Don't hang out with shady characters. Make sure you see who's going on and off your property. And be aware that as a foreigner in a foreign land, you are a high risk or high tempting, or they see us differently, and they see us as high value, even in terms of negotiating power if they get arrested and they want to set somebody else up or something like that. Again, best of luck to all the Americans and the Brits who are caught up in this, and to the Filipinos, and to all drug addicts everywhere across the world, because it's nothing fun. It's not good. And this is Ned over in My Philippine Dream. Sasha says, how's the gym going? This is how it's going. I don't know what I look like right now. Not nearly what you got, Sasha. I've seen you, you beast. But this is Ned over at My Philippine Dreams, and I'll see you next time. Peace.